Smoothie King asks, what's that sound? That's the sound of hearts popping out of your eyes when you see Smoothie King's all-new smoothie bowls. These Power Pack beauties are just waiting to be spooned. Our smoothie bowls start with acai or pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, ripe mangoes, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. That's the sound of a smoothie bowl being made fresh, just for you. The new Smoothie Bowls menu, only at Smoothie King.
Are you looking for the perfect way to take your brand to the next level? Want to reach a dedicated, engaged audience that's all ears? With audiohook.com, you can do just that. Audiohook is the premier podcast advertising platform, connecting advertisers with some of the best podcasts in the world. Audiohook uses advanced targeting techniques to ensure your message reaches the right ears at the right time. With detailed analytics, you'll be able to track your campaign's performance and optimize your strategy for maximum impact. Plus, their team of experts are there every step of the way, providing guidance and support to make your campaign a success. So, whether you're a startup, a small business owner, or a marketing pro, Audiohook is your one-stop shop for podcast advertising success. Head over to audiohook.com to start your journey today.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. We have continued drama in the placing of the Space Command headquarters that we thought was coming to Huntsville. We have a Supreme Court decision concerning a death row inmate, and we have which NASCAR drivers from our state made the sports list of the 75 greatest. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. After the Air Force announced that Huntsville, Alabama's Redstone Arsenal was the best home for the permanent Space Command headquarters, politicians in Colorado started crying foul and claiming the move from the temporary headquarters in Colorado Springs to Alabama was a political decision, a move by former President Trump to reward Alabama for being loyal to him during elections. The military's base realignment and closure process is in place supposedly to objectively weigh pros and cons of base locations and avoid political decisions. The Air Force has stood behind its assessment that would send Space Command HQ to Alabama, and a State Department study has supported the process as legit. However, Trump himself had gone on the Rick and Bubba radio show and took credit for single-handedly making the decision. Now, depending on your perspective and where you're from, that may or may not signal too much politics in your military decision-making. If it doesn't, then just hold on a second. Now, NBC News reported last night that the Biden administration has signaled the Pentagon and lawmakers that it wants to reverse the decision and stop Space Command from coming to Alabama. The NBC story quoted an unnamed U.S. official blaming the potential reversal partly on Alabama's abortion ban. NBC reported that the White House has ordered yet another review into how the decision was made to place the permanent headquarters in Alabama. Alabama political leaders are already sounding off on the potential reversal, with Senator Tommy Tuberville calling it putting politics above national security, and Senator Katie Britt saying it would be a dishonor to Biden's oath of office. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that Alabama death row inmate Kenneth Eugene Smith can die by nitrogen hypoxia rather than lethal injection, reports AL.com's Ivana Rinkiu. Smith was one of the inmates set to be executed last year, but the Department of Corrections was not able to start an IV in time for the execution process to be performed before the execution warrant expired at midnight. His lawyers had argued that he should be able to choose nitrogen hypoxia rather than risk another botched execution attempt, even though the nitrogen method is new and untested. Smith was found guilty and sentenced to die for a murder for hire in the beating and stabbing death of Elizabeth Dorleen Sennett in 1988. NASCAR is celebrating its 75th anniversary by honoring its list of the 75 greatest drivers, and AL.com's Mark and Abinet reports that 6 drivers with their racing roots in Alabama made the list. Now, if you're familiar at all with NASCAR history, your first thought here is Alabama Gang, and 4 members of that group are represented. Bobby Allison and Red Farmer, who located to Hueytown for their careers. Both attended a gathering of the celebrated drivers this past weekend at Darlington Speedway. Also making the list from the Alabama gang were the late Davey Allison and Neil Bonnet. Two more drivers on the list from Alabama. If you go back further, Anniston's Red Byron, who won the first season title in 1949, and Fort Payne's Tim Flock, who won Grand National Championships in 1952 and 1955. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Until then, y'all come on by and see us on the internet at al.com.